I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. Will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I tell you that. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China. I don't need it. I don't want it. You know where their United States headquarters is located? In this building, in Trump Tower. I think that I've built a great, great company. I know that I've built a great company with a tremendous net worth and beaten a lot of people that are very smart. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me. And I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my word. I'm using my own money. I'm not using the lobbyists. I'm not using donors. I don't care. I'm really rich. I'll show you that in a second. Relationship with the Mexican people. I have many people working for me. You can look at the job in Washington. I have many legal immigrants working for me. Many of them come from Mexico. They love me. I love them. And I'll tell you something. If I get the nomination, I'll win the Latino vote. I will win it because I'm going to create jobs. Hillary Clinton is not going to be able to create jobs. I will tell you right now. Neither is Jeb Bush going to be able to create jobs. I will create jobs, and the Latinos will have jobs that they don't have right now, and I will win that vote. These people, as a sign of good faith, they're not doing you any good. You don't need them. Nobody wants them. The American public wants them back. Oh, here's Phil. I was like, you believe this guy? He comes up. I didn't want you up on the stage. The great Phil Ruffin. What's the name of your hotel, Phil?
Listen, Trump's the man. Trump is the man. Don't ignore him. He may be your next president. And I sure as hell am going to vote for him. And do everything I can.
Thank you, baby.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't want him up here. This is an aggressive man, you see? See, some people in life are just aggressive. So, good. So we are going to now take a few questions. But I would have said, folks, we want those people back. And if they said no, I would have said bye-bye, and I would have doubled and tripled the sanctions, and we would have had them back very quickly. Very, very quickly. Believe me, we would have had them back quickly. Okay, let's take a few questions, and then I go to Phoenix, where we have a crowd that's slightly larger than anticipated. Okay? Okay, who are the questions? Where are they? Do you have a mic? Good, go ahead.
I have a mic. Thank you, Mr. Trump. I'm Roberto Salinas. I'm actually from Mexico. I'm incredibly insulted by the remarks.
I was waiting for this.
Of course you were.
Good.
But, hey, I'm a friend of Freedom Fest.
Good.
I believe in freedom. I believe in the rule of law.
Good.
I believe in property rights. My heart goes out to Mr. Jamil.
Good.
There are illegal immigrants that are horrible and terrible. There are also legal immigrants that are horrible and terrible.
It's true.
So it's a question about rule of law. I am going to ask a question.
Ask a question, please.
My question is...
Did the government of Mexico ask you to come up here and make
this? Of course.
Okay, go ahead, ask your question. Ask your question.
I knew you were going to say that.
Come on, you got a lot of people waiting.
Would you build walls around all the states in the United States to prevent all of those rapists and killers that come from elsewhere in the United States in order to avoid the problem?
No, I'd build a wall. I would build a wall between our country and Mexico, because people come from all over the world.
Senor Trump,
let me just tell you, sir, do you want to hear the answer? And all of the people, because I encourage legal citizenship. I encourage it, and I would encourage it, and I would encourage Hispanics, and I would encourage people from all over. But what I don't encourage is people coming into our country illegally, and I don't encourage where a government forces some people in that the government doesn't want, and these people reap havoc on our population. Thank you very much for your question. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Should read the Statue of Liberty.
Next, please.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Trump. My name is Lloyd Brunson. I'm over here on your right.
Oh.
You've inspired me to create a TV show that'll be broadcast on Fox affiliate in Utah called American Statesman. Well, that's actually what would you do if you were...
They said, Trump doesn't have a plan for ISIS. I said, no, I have a plan, but I don't want to tell ISIS what it is. Because I might win. I had to. I said to my wife, I said, you know, I got to tell them about this plan. I'm going to have no choice. Because otherwise I'm not going to win. People are thinking like I don't have a plan. I hate doing it. So I'm on one of the shows, and I said, look, ISIS is making a tremendous amount of money because they have certain oil camps, right? They have certain areas of oil that they took away. They have some in Syria, some in Iraq. I would bomb the shit out of them. I would just bomb those suckers. And that's right. I'd blow up the pipes. I'd blow up the I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. And you know what? You'll get Exxon to come in there in 2 months. You ever see these guys, how good they are, the great oil companies? They'll rebuild that sucker brand new. It'll be beautiful. And I'd ring it, and I'd take the oil. And I said, I'll take the oil. ISIS is making millions of dollars a week. Millions of dollars with oil. Now, they're also getting money from Saudi Arabia. Can you believe it? They're getting money from other people. They're getting money through the various banking systems. And
Sit down. You weren't called. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Go ahead. No, you don't. You haven't been called. Go back to Univision. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You cannot deport 11 million people. You cannot build a 1900
Go ahead.
wall. You cannot deny citizenship to children in this.
Sit down, please.
Those ideas,
You weren't called.
I'm a reporter and don't touch me, sir. Don't touch
Go.
me. You cannot touch me. I have the right to ask a question. I have the right to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead. Hi, Chip. Yes.
You've called women you don't like fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. Your Twitter account
Only
has
Rosie
several...
O'Donnell.
No, it wasn't. Your Twitter account...
Thank you.
For the record, it was well beyond Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Your Twitter account has several disparaging comments about women's looks. You once told a contestant on Celebrity Apprentice it would be a pretty picture to see her on her knees. Does that sound to you like the temperament of a man we should elect as president? And how will you answer the charge from Hillary Clinton, who is likely to be the Democratic nominee, that you are part of the war on women?
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either. This country is in big trouble. We don't win anymore. We lose to China. We lose to Mexico, both in trade and at the border. We lose to everybody. And frankly, what I say, and oftentimes it's fun, it's kidding, we have a good time, what I say is what I say. And honestly, Megyn, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that. But you know what? When do we beat Mexico at the border? They're laughing at us, at our stupidity. And now they're beating us economically. They are not our friend, believe me. But they're killing us economically. When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people. But I speak to border guards, and they tell us what we're getting. And it only makes common sense. It only makes common sense. They're sending us not the right people. It's coming from more than Mexico. It's coming from all over South and Latin America, and it's coming probably from the Middle East. But we don't know, because we have no protection and we have no competence. We don't know what's happening. And it's got to stop. And it's got to stop fast. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me. And I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. I will immediately terminate President Obama's illegal executive order on immigration. Immediately. So let me say this. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia.
I'm Hispanic.
And is this a setup? Did I ever meet you before? Huh?
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you. We love you. All the way to the White House.
I swear to you, I think she's totally beautiful and great. I never met her before, I swear. This all started with a People magazine. So here's the story. So I love the story. They couldn't have been nicer. Nice story, right? Couldn't be nicer. But I don't know what happened. They played with my nose. I don't want touching. I don't want touching. So I'm looking. Now you'll tell me. How's my nose? Right? That's fine, right?
It's beautiful and perfect.
Says it's good. I have a wart on the end of my nose. Can you believe it? And I said, oh my God, I don't have to look. It's terrible. But that's okay. Because they meant it well. I think they wanted to make me look like Cary Grant. Do we remember Cary Grant? And I've always wanted to look like Cary Grant. But anyway, you are beautiful. Will you make sure she doesn't fall? Come here. Thank you very much. Crazy. You're beautiful. Thank you, darling. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Be careful. That was... I think I'll win the Hispanic vote. You know, I have thousands of Mexicans and Hispanics, and I think when it comes right down, I don't know if you saw the poll, but they just did a big poll in Nevada, the state of Nevada, and I'm way ahead, and more importantly, as far as I'm concerned, I'm way ahead with the Hispanics. The Border Patrol invited me, and then they canceled because, frankly, they don't want to get involved. They know the problem. The reason they invited me was because of the tremendous problem and the tremendous crime and all of the things that you're talking about. So they invited me, and then at the last moment, I mean, we were virtually in the air, and they said, we can't get involved. And I heard they got those orders from Washington. Big group.
It's not a bad
How are you? You going back to New York? Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.